Hi, this is Kevin. Welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you the Digitech FreqOut guitar pedal that I recently discovered. Over the last couple of weeks I really grew to love this pedal because for me it basically solved the only disadvantage that I experienced when I made the switch from miking up my guitar amp to doing all my recording silently using the 2-notes Captor X over here. That one disadvantage being that you cannot really have the joys of harmonic feedback when you're recording silently. Harmonic feedback is what you get when you're standing in front of a cranked guitar amp and the strings of your guitar start to resonate back with the amplifier, creating this howling feedback sound that has become a staple of rock music ever since. This pedal actually emulates this, and it is pretty good at it, as you have already heard at the beginning of this video in the intro jam. So without further ado, let's get right into it by explaining the controls of the pedal. Oh, and one quick side note. I almost feel silly saying it because this channel is so small, but I'll say it anyway. Of course, this video is not sponsored or anything, alright? The controls of the pedal are pleasantly simple. Let's start with this double knob right here. The upper knob sets the gain of the effect, basically its loudness and intensity. The lower part is labeled Onset. It determines how quickly after you play a note the feedback starts to build up. The actual feedback is visualized by this bar of LEDs to the left. This knob right here lets you set the feedback harmony that you get. There are 7 types. The first 5 options basically go from low to a really high harmony. The first one is called sub. It creates a harmony 1 octave below the note that is played. The highest option is 2 octaves above a major third interval of the note that you play. The last 2 options, called Nat Low and Nat Hi, are actually the most interesting notes if you are aiming for a sound that is close to the actual thing. What these modes do is create various types of feedback harmonies depending on how and on which string you strike a note. Thicker strings played softly tend to create lower harmonies. Thinner strings played hard create higher harmonies. Now, the difference between Nat Low and Nat Hi is that the former, Nat Low, never creates the fifth harmony. The reason for this is that the fifth harmony can sound distinctively major, which can be a problem if you want to play in minor. Last, there are 2 switches right here. The upper one is called Momentary. If you turn it on, the pedal is only active as long as you press down the foot switch. This is the best option for soloing in my opinion. Note however that this turns the true bypass into a buffered bypass, if that's something you care about. The last switch turns the dry signal of your guitar on or off. If you turn it off, you can achieve swelling, EBO-like sounds. With that out of the way, let's get to the real deal, which are the sound demonstrations. I will start off by playing that simple line from the intro jam throughout all 7 feedback types. Then there will be a little EBO-like thing with the dry signal switched off. And finally I will do a version of the ending of Parallel Universe by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Something between the studio version and the live solos of John Frusciante. So, have fun. So what's my opinion about the pedal? I think it sounds amazing and it's really close to the actual thing, which is most important to me. There are only two downsides that I have noticed. The first one being that your feedback is not endless and it can die off before you want it to. This is probably unavoidable because your strings don't really start to vibrate on their own like they would in front of a cranked amp. If you set the gain on the pedal higher, however, you can counter this problem quite effectively. The second one is a sonic detail. If you listen really close, you can hear that sometimes the feedback comes in while the actual note that you've played is still ringing out. This wouldn't be possible with actual feedback because the self-oscillation of your strings gradually takes over the note that you've played. But I think in a mix, this is completely irrelevant. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the pedal. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.